Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, the place to be is Nunemaker's Coin Shop in Mishawaka, Indiana. Hey, we're going to hit all three of those pillars today. Education, you're going to learn a ton. Acquisition, stay to the end to see what I purchase. And entertainment, I'll tell you what, this conversation we're about to have is absolutely fascinating. So hey, get that popcorn ready, sit back, and enjoy. Tea. All right, Ellen. Hey, thank you so much for having me back in your shop. You've been busy in the short time that I've been here, and I certainly appreciate you coming back on. It's been a while since last summer I was here. You showed me that bar that was almost 1,000 ounces. It blew me and all my viewers away. I walk in today and you've got something even bigger than that.
Bigger, maybe not as nice, but something bigger, yes.
Tell me a little bit about this bar that you have to your right there. And as you're talking, I'm going to attempt to pick it up, and you tell the audience what this is.
Basically, after you stopped in shortly after, we bought a few more bars. We bought 3 more. 2 were like the first one. And then there was this one right here. This is a little bit different because the other 2 were also assay bars from New York. They were from 1949 and larger yet. They were over 1,000 each.
Right.
This is the biggest one I've ever purchased, and this was, I think it's 1181 ounces, so it's from a private refinery out of New Jersey. So
I'm a little embarrassed. I'm totally out of shape. That thing beat me. I was too heavy to pick up.
It's a lot of weight and it's very compact. So
My goodness gracious.
well, I can do the math real quick. 1181, so you're talking about almost 81 pounds.
81 pounds.
Almost.
Yeah, I think I should have warmed up a little bit before I tried to pick that baby up.
You need to be ready for it.
Did somebody walk in with that? Or
Had one individual, he was ready to cash out. Probably had this silver he was sitting on for a number of years, and he was ready to move it. So
wow.
It was a lot of silver in one shot. I mean, this is what I had left. I probably should have gotten over it sooner. But again, I don't mind sitting on it for a time if I have to.
And that one from last summer, you moved that
I
one?
moved it, and I'd happily buy it back. A regular customer purchased it, and it was a thing that it's almost exactly what he was looking for as far as how many ounces. And I basically gave him the story behind it, and you saw how unique the paperwork was with it. So I'd happily buy it back.
Wow. Now, as we speak, behind me is a gentleman buying some junk silver. What are people buying as they come in? Bullion? Are they buying numismatic collector coins?
Leading up to Christmas, they were buying some things for gifts. The 2021 Eagles have been, popular. We've had people asking about Christmas rounds, the Christmas things, but we don't really do that. We do other things. I usually stick with just Eagles when promoting Christmas time, things like that. But otherwise, it's mostly investment purposes. People have been buying a lot of gold and silver. It's almost whatever we have on hand is what's available. A lot of 90% has been going out the door. 999 would be 1 ounce rounds, 10 ounce bars, things like that, 100 ounce bars. Those go as quickly as we get them. I did have a few trays of gold. We sold that out Christmas Eve, but it's gone. So I'm working on getting more.
Okay.
I don't like to go out and buy it on the wholesale market without any buyers lined up. If I have some buyers lined up and I piggyback off that, no problem. I have a few extra ounces. But the variable obviously is spot. If I go out and pay a premium, if you will, with no buyers, I could be upside down pretty quickly on that.
Okay. And a spot is just a shade under 23 today?
Just a shade, 2288 on silver and 1805 on gold.
Okay, so what are generics going for today?
When I have them in stock, I'm charging spot plus 5.
Okay.
That might be a bit more expensive than the big boys out there in the internet world, but the number has worked for us. If I were to get a large batch, say by 1,000 ounces, I'm going to sell them cheaper just because I need to move some of that. I don't need that much in inventory.
Right. That seems to be the standard throughout the state. I've been traveling around, and that $5 over spot seems to be the standard. How about junk? What's junk going for today?
It also is going for 5 over.
Okay.
That would be dimes, quarters, and halves, 1964 or older, average circulated or better.
Okay.
You're looking at least $5 over spot.
Okay. 20 times face, is it?
Approximately 19.9. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, I know some of the the bigger players out there. They've gotten close to that number just wholesale. But I'm happy with that number if I get across the counter.
Yeah. I just made a video. My last video was on junk silver. And what I didn't include in that video were silver dollars, because they're kind of on a different category. You can't buy those for $5 over spot.
No, there's a bigger spread, and I tell people, I mean, I will certainly sell you silver dollars. If you're buying a few here and there, or you just like the mystique behind the silver dollars, no problem. If you're wanting to buy silver as a stacker, I wouldn't promote that.
Right.
It's just there's so much of a spread between the buy and sell, and just for what it melts for,
right,
versus what they sell for. They start out about $30.
Okay.
And that's for us. That's kind of the bottom of the barrel. They're not calls. They're a step above that. But again, I can also get similar numbers wholesale. But I typically will do bulk when I sell wholesale.
Well, speaking bottom of the barrel, you just showed me it's not a barrel, but something else. Let's show the viewers what you just showed me.
Let's see, probably a 5-gallon bucket. I don't think I can pick this up, so.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible. How many pounds of silver dollars is that?
Well, get it off my foot there. I would say by weight, there's at least over 2,000. Maybe 2,000, 2,100, something like that.
Where do you pick something like that up?
Everything in the store I bought from one customer or another at one time.
Okay.
I mean, other than buying gold or silver in bulk from a distributor, typically our business models we buy across the counter from customers that are regular customers. They've been here for years, or new customers, but we typically buy everything over the counter.
So that walked in the door.
Every one of those walked in the door. If I did not go out and buy those from any other dealer, they walked in the door. Sometimes onesie twosies, not all at once. Not all at once.
Yeah.
Come in here, 2 or 3 at a time. Sometimes a couple hundred at a time. But that's an accumulation. So.
Okay. How long did it take to accumulate that bucket?
Oh, probably not even a year. I mean, no. I mean, probably 6 months.
Okay.
6 months. Yeah.
Then let's bounce back to numismatics, because you got a lot of really cool stuff in here. Do you specialize in a particular area?
Not so much.
Okay.
A little bit of everything. We try to appeal to a large audience, so I don't really try to specialize in any one thing. So I just try to, as coin shops go, we all have a little bit something different to offer. We always recommend people in the area to check our competitors out, because we don't have everything out there, and they may have something you're looking for.
And you've been at it for quite a while, so it's not like you started this coin shop 3 years ago. You've seen it all, I'm guessing.
Well, there's always something new to say, but I'm second generation. My father started in 1962.
Okay.
And as I said, previously, I kind of grew up in the business, so I mean, I don't know everything about it, but I know a fair amount of it. But there's always something new to learn and something else to pick up as far as knowledge.
So let's draw on your knowledge here. Tell the audience a little bit about what the environment, what the climate was like in 2011. Silver kissed, $50 an ounce just for like one little peck on the cheek, and then it went right back down again. I'll show the chart for my viewers. What was that climate like?
It was crazy, but nothing like the times in 1980, 81, when the Huns tried to corner the market, supposedly. And so at that time, I was a child, and I saw it firsthand, and literally people were lined up out the door around the block at my dad's store. So this wasn't quite the same. People were coming in on a steady basis. We might have a few people lined up, but nothing out the door. And I would quiz them, why are you selling today? What brought you in? I said, well, it's been years since it's been up to $40, and I'm just trying to cash out. So the majority of people selling were those that had bought it at a much higher price, and they're just simply trying to get out of the silver position. I mean, they're not making any money, obviously, the money that's just been sitting in the silver. But in that time period, I learned a pretty valuable lesson. I wasn't moving as quickly as what the market can, and I wasn't hedging like I should. So from that lesson, I will not allow myself to purchase too much and not sell it off quickly.
Okay.
Just because if the market drops, then at that point I'm losing money.
Okay.
Once I sell it.
Yeah. it's pretty, well, almost impossible to, guess what the market's going to do.
You never can quite guess it right, that's for sure. So,
And
well,
so,
I can't, so
hedging your bet, makes a lot of sense.
just moving the product, and once you purchase it, sell it off, and then move on to the next deal.
Okay.
So I've set it in my mind, and protocol, if you will, that if something like that happens again, and I expect it to happen again, I have to make sure that we move the product as quickly as we buy it, just to keep everything flowing properly.
You expect to have that to happen again, so it's just a matter of time. Would you
It's always been a matter
venture
of
to
time.
guess like a 5 years, 10
I
years,
can't put a
1
time
year?
on it. I feel silver is undervalued. It's we all know it's an industrial metal, but we all have interest in it as well, as far as collecting it, stacking it, and things of that nature. But it's just out of all the metals, I like silver the best.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. That's why I created this channel, T the Silver Stacker. I believe in it for lots of reasons we don't have to go into here, but I think it has just so much potential, and I think silver will have its day again.
I believe so.
I'm a Libertad fanatic. I've been snooping around here. I've seen that you have some Libertads in stock, which is amazing because most places don't have those these days. They've just become so popular. But you've got something to your right there in that box.
Knowing that you like those kind of things, I have my own personal collection. I dug it out, bought it many years ago. I really don't know the actual value of it. I know miniatures can be all over the board, but it's a kilo, and it was for 2004.
Yeah.
Right up here.
And that is a beauty.
Yeah, I think the mintage is 1,501. You can handle it.
Yeah. Take a look at that. And that is something to behold for sure. Absolutely gorgeous. Did that walk in the door as well, or did you?
Many years ago.
Wow. Are you surprised that the Libertads have just taken off in popularity the way they have over the last year?
I am surprised. I haven't looked into as why. I mean, probably more demand, more collectors for it. But again, it started out its life like all the other coins as a bullion coin. But like the Panda program and say like the Australian Kookaburra, those two, they would change the style almost yearly.
Right.
So they created a very popular coin to be collected because of the different designs. Where these would change once in a while, I think maybe that's why the following is slowly picked up the pace, because there are several different designs.
Yeah, there are 4 from 82 on. There are 4 variations of the 1 ounce style, and there's different camps. A lot of people like the old school. I like the late 90s are my favorite because they have the larger size. They're the same size as the eagle, but they've got the obverse with the eagle, just one single eagle, as opposed to the modern design, which to me is really cool. Now you said you took that out of your personal collection. So you are a collector? Are you also a stacker as well, or you move the bullion?
Both.
Okay.
So years ago, I saw that I strictly would be buying metal for metal, like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and I thought, well, I'm second generation coin dealer. My dad was a dealer. What do I have to show for a coin collection? So for about a year straight, I was buying stuff left and right for a collectible side of it, mostly certified stuff. And what caught my interest, there was no one particular theme. Just if it caught my interest and it was a decent price, I bought it. And then typically that material, the majority of it would be bought from other dealers' inventory. So with that being said, the theme that probably developed over all those years, or the year I was doing that, would be proof coins. Not a proof coin today, but a proof coin back in the day. So if you had like a proof barber quarter, or a proof Indian head penny, or a proof buffalo nickel, those really intrigued me the most, and that's what I put a lot of money into. I guess to balance out, if you will, the portfolio, just what I have. So
I pardon my numismatic ignorance, but I didn't even know they made proofs back then. Wow. Okay.
And some are, for me, unattainable, but the ones I can buy that I think are reasonable and they have nice eye appeal. If it strikes me that particular day, I'll buy it. So.
Okay. You touched on platinum for just a second there, and one of my good buddies on YouTube is named Pistol Packing Pilot.
Okay.
He's really into platinum now. What's your take on platinum? Do you see a lot of potential there?
If it wasn't for silver and where I think it could go, I like platinum just for the fact that platinum and palladium have switched their positions. and probably a matter of time before the automotive industry probably goes back to using platinum for their catalytic converters. And I think it's being used in other areas as well, but I like platinum as well because I think it's undervalued. I don't care too much about palladium. It's definitely seen higher prices. It's still more expensive than any other three metals. I just prefer, silver, platinum, gold, in that kind of order.
Got it. Well, that's straight from the horse's mouth. You've been in this for forever, and maybe I need to start listening to Pistol Packing Pilot a little bit more about this platinum thing to diversify.
So he's onto it. So yeah.
How about rookie stackers? I'm guessing over the last year and a half, so many people have gotten into hobbies and.
Interesting, you should say that. One thing I would probably advise all out there listening to your videos that are new. You probably want to develop a relationship with a local coin store, coin shop. I have seen a lot lately coming in across the counter that they're counterfeit, and that could be anywhere from like silver eagles to regular bullion coins you normally see, like the buffalo style rounds. There's also the older style, older Morgans.
Yes.
Even earlier than that, which clearly once you see them, we'll know they're counterfeit right away. But if you're not watching out and you're buying them online from buyers or sellers from eBay, and you're buying 2 or 3 at a time, that's probably where you're going to get burned.
I hear that from a lot of folks. As a matter of fact, a guy down in Indianapolis who I interviewed owns a coin shop, a really great guy. Hoosier Coin and Currency. He actually showed me a fake Morgan and a fake peace dollar, and they looked old.
Correct.
And that peace dollar, honestly, it would have fooled me. That one particularly, and I was astonished at how good people, these nefarious folks are at making these things.
Well, usually those are bought at like flea markets, during the summertime, and they're not more than a few dollars a piece. But I myself, I have picked them up by accident. There was one group where we bought probably $200-300 silver dollars, and we're handling one-on-one and stacking them, and we're buying them by the grade and condition. But then later when we were clearing off the counters, one struck my attention because of the sound. It completely sounded wrong, and I knew it was bad right away. So I put it aside, went back and looked at it, and you're right. They made it look as if it had been around for 100+ years. It happened to be a peace dollar, but we keep those things, I wouldn't say as trophies, reminders of we call it the box of shame, like shame on us that we bought it. So yeah, but we try to keep that box as light as possible.
I hear you. Have you ever heard of goldbacks? A lot of guys on YouTube are talking about these things called goldbacks.
If you're referring to some type of a currency or a note that is backed by gold,
they're these little, they're almost, I don't know, some people might even consider them like novelty items. It's the shape of like a dollar bill or a bill, and it's basically made of gold foil, I believe. It's got like the most minute little amount of gold in it. They trade for like, I don't know, $3 or $4 or something like that.
I wouldn't put that down because I think I've seen a few of those. We don't really buy them. They are interesting, but if we're having somebody buy gold and investing in gold, you're probably going to want something a little bit more substantial. Even a 1 gram unit. I wouldn't say that's the smallest units we've ever purchased, but again, a 1 gram unit and higher would probably be my recommendation of buying. Again, for the novelty and the value. I mean, if it strikes your interest and there's different designs, that's part of collecting. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Getting your money back out of it for the gold content, I think, would be an uphill battle. That's why we don't buy them, because there's no way to calculate the gold that's in those.
As far as I can tell, the majority of the interest is the fact that it has a little gold, but they're interesting designs, and it's something that is new and different.
Right.
But speaking of fractional gold, another one of my YouTube buddies, his name is Cash and Coins. He has a really great channel. Hopefully my viewers check him out. I'll put a link in the description. He asked a specific question: gram size or half gram size gold? Do you buy sell, and what's the buy sell price? Would you recommend going that low?
Well, if we have had half gram units, but I would say the 1 gram might be a little bit more standard, because some years ago, a Swiss company, Valcambi, came out with a Combi bar. And they came in 50 gram units. And since then, the big name brand companies out there on the internet, you can look them up, they'll sell them individually. And so they break these cards up and they sell them individually. So we see a lot of that. Typically on that kind of fractional type stuff, I tend to pay the market price of gold. And then depending on how much I have purchased on that particular day or how much I have in inventory, it could be spot plus say, you know, $50 to $150 and then prorated out by the gram.
Okay.
I mean, it just depends on how much I'm sitting on, how quickly it's going out. But I would probably prefer, or you know, to see 1 gram units or bigger, if that makes any sense.
Sure. And so another one of my viewers asked the question, what are people selling as they walk in? Junk, generic, ASCs, what are you seeing the most of walk through the door to sell?
Just with inventory, I would say mostly coin silver, dimes, quarters, and halves. That could be things that have been collected years ago. Maybe not even by the people selling it, could have been their parents or grandparents that had it. And so we have seen a lot of 90% dimes, quarters, and halves. I still have those in inventory, so that's kind of what we see the most of. Other than that, probably I've seen a fair amount of 100 ounce bars come and go. And then 1 ounce rounds, 10 ounce bars, things like that.
10 ounce bars, do those move pretty easily?
Sometimes they may linger around a while, but if that's all we have in stock, they will sell. And we do sell those for the same premium, the $5 over spot prorated when we have them.
Okay.
But as of lately, we have seen a lot more people asking about 10 ounce bars.
Okay.
So, and not so much the, I know there's collectible ones out there. We've seen them, you know. If you're into that kind of thing, that's great.
Yeah, the vintage stuff is really taken off.
Again, in my own personal, I have other things that are, you know, they're not the rarest out there, but I have a few that are fairly rare, and they're intriguing. But you know, unless you're collecting that specifically, you should just stick to the generic stuff. And again, the stuff that I quote people, the $5 over, it's usually retail friendly. You know, it's not completely banged up or terrible like we're going to melt it down. So.
So a spot price is generally driven by supply and demand.
Supposedly.
What do you mean by that?
I just don't. I think the number could be higher for different reasons.
Okay.
I do think that if you want to call it suppression, I think that there is manipulation on all areas of investing. So.
Yeah, that's a great topic for a whole nother show.
Different ballgame, right?
Yeah, that's. A lot of people have talked about that. How about the premiums, though? You know, it's something we can't really control as silver stackers is the manipulation of the spot price. But
I would say before going into COVID and everybody locking down and doing this and everything else, we were starting to see a demand for silver and gold, mostly silver. And when you basically wipe out inventories of dealers, or let's just say as an example, if you remember, the market dropped like a rock. I mean, it lost a tremendous amount of value. I think maybe $10. And so anybody that was paying attention was buying as much silver as they possibly could. What we had in stock was available for purchase, and we sold it all. So therefore we had to go to refineries and mints to buy what they had. And again, as dealers do this, they depleted their inventories. So it's been kind of a catch up. I mean, it's out there and it's available. If I start to see those premiums that they're not charging as much over spot, then we will reduce our price as well. So right now it's still in that range that I've talked about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just don't see the demand for silver going down. I don't know. I just can't really imagine premiums going down in any near future. What's your gut on that?
If the supply where it comes from, where, you know, more available, and I see the premiums come down, then yes. But I do see there's a large demand for it for, you know, the industrial usage of it. It's not coming out of the ground like it used to, and I would say there's still a lot of people out there that are buying it as stackers, investors. Yeah. But I always recommend, like probably every coin shop that you've interviewed, I promote buying the physical. You buy it, you own it, you do what you want with it, but it's in your possession. It's not somebody else's safe or vault or lock and key. You own it, and it's yours.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep. Well, Alan, hey, you're super busy. I appreciate the time. It's been fascinating talking with you. Any last word for my viewers?
Just be smart on your purchases, you know.
Well, I hope everybody who's watching this is anywhere near South Bend or Mishawaka will come and visit you. You're a straight up guy. I really appreciate your very honest answers, and the stuff you have in here is amazing, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay guys, it's that point in the video where I show you what I was able to acquire here. And I can't walk into a coin shop like this without finding lots of stuff I love. And this is what I ended up with in '08 to get me one step closer to completing my Libertad collection. And being in Mishawaka, out of the Bulls market a little bit, I was able to find this. Chicago Bulls 91 and Chicago Bulls 3-time champions, and the creme de la creme, Michael Jordan himself, a beautiful coin from the mid-90s, and not his coin, but a round. And yeah, as a Michael Jordan fan, doesn't get any better than this as far as a silver round. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I appreciate you spending some time with me here at Nunemaker's Coin Shop in Mishawaka, Indiana.